Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. Today we are going to do the Escape the Zoom Call hobby. I believe it's what it's called, and I'm already off to a good start on this one because you get to see my true form, my full power in Roblox, which is my staggeringly tall character. So yeah, and it also starts off with a penguin, which reminds me a lot of one of my favorite childhood. Well, that was a whiff and a half. It reminds me a lot of one of my favorite childhood movies. Surfs Up. Now, Surfs Up, I know, is a fantastic movie, but I always my friends are gonna know exactly what I'm talking about because I swear to God I bug them with this all the time. But the weird part about Surfs Up is that it actually just has an incredible soundtrack, like an insanely good soundtrack that is like good even for like adult standards, which is just odd. If at least if you like a certain type of music. And it got me thinking. There's a lot of kids movies because you got to think about it. Kids movies aren't really made by kids. You know what I mean? Like, I would love to go out there and see like, oh yeah, here's the Teletubby movies, and it's made by like the baby that's literally like in the sun. You know what I mean? And that's who directs it, and he's just calling the shots. But let's uh let's be real here. Let's see. I'm not gonna be very good at this one. This questionnaire here. Um, but yeah, they're made by adults, so it's funny because there's a lot of stuff you you don't really you don't really know or you don't really get until you're an adult, which obviously, running with the theme, if you're 7, you very clearly probably won't understand half this shit. But it's fun because it keeps kids movies you watched in your childhood, right? And it keeps them entertaining, which is odd because like obviously you watch them for nostalgia anyway because they're good movies. But there's also a lot of stuff that you just don't get when you're a kid that you will then get. Let's try and skip 2 on this one. Ooh, that you will then get when you're watching it as an adult. So yeah, um, just just right there, out of thought, just off the top of the head. But that's there's not really much more on that one. So I guess let's go on to something else. Let's go on to what the namesake of this hobby is, because I guess that would have probably been an easier talking point to start with. Let's talk about Zoom. I would assume again most of the people watching this are in school in some capacity and have to deal with Zoom. I mean, look at me. I'm in college and I have to deal with Zoom almost every day. And it's really odd because, you know, obviously for being for being essentially a shut-in, I prefer it a lot more because, you just don't have to interact with anyone. I just go there, learn what I need to, do all the homework I need to on my own, and then hang out with my friends, hang out who I want to hang out with. And I really enjoy that, because it doesn't force me to, hang out with random people I don't like, because obviously you have to do that at some point in your life anyway. You got to learn that. But I've already learned that well enough, and now I'm an adult, and maybe I don't want to hang out with random dudes who do weird stuff, because speak of the devil, there was when I was in computer science, my first semester, my major was computer science, right? And I switched that really quick because computer science, on top of just being, honestly, I thought kind of boring, right? It just wasn't for me to sit somewhere and code for like 6 hours on end. It honestly just like, on top of being kind of boring, a lot of the stuff just seemed unnecessarily hard for being like an intro class to CS. So I was just like, nah, I'm good. This isn't even what I want to do. You know what I mean? So, got out of that. But man, did I meet some weirdos in CS. and not saying it's just it comes along with the major, but I guess a lot of the people that did it, I guess it would make sense if they were a bit weirder. So we got put into groups on a weekly basis, right? So I get put into a group with this dude, and it was just weird. I and it's weird because I don't want to like say a word that I suppose younger people shouldn't know yet, but I'll put it in simple terms. This dude acted like he was still in like second grade and every girl had cooties, you know what I mean? Where like it seemed like he was just like unnecessarily hating on women. In any conversation we had, I'd be like, "Yeah, did you get the so for this system, we're gonna want to put this line of code in," and he's like, "Yeah, I just don't get why any women would want to be in CS. I just don't get it." And you're like, "Bro, what are you talking about? We were literally just talking about code. What's wrong with you?" You know what I mean? And obviously, that's not weird. That's just like who raised you. You know what I mean? But obviously, you had the everyday people would walk in with like dusters and tipped hats, like they just came in from out of town in the Wild West to start a a saloon brawl. You know what I mean? Like if people wore, they wore their waifus on their shirts, which I mean, more power to you, honestly. Out of being weird, I would say that's probably the least. Oh no, man, this one's doing me dirty. Yeah, but there was, wearing the waifu. That's I guess the least weird, because at least you know, they're rocking what they're passionate about, I guess. But yeah, I mean, that's it's this. All right, fine. I'll do it for you, silly rabbit. But that comes along with, I guess, just being in real life. Is there really are just some weird people out there. I'm telling you. I mean, obviously, I'm definitely. If someone met me in real life, and they saw what I'm doing right now, you know what I mean? They'd be like, "What's wrong with you? This is a children's video game," you know? And oh, we're one away. Come on, last one. oh, oh, oh no. But anyway, yeah. So I guess you're just as weird as people think you are, and you're just as weird as you think other people are. If that's making any if that's making any sense. So yeah, um, yeah. I don't know. It was weird talking about some of those experiences. I don't know if I feel like maybe I've talked about some weird people I've met before to my friends, just like in a passing moment, but it's kind of odd because it makes me wonder if people have met like the same archetypes of people. Because, like obviously everybody's unique, but everybody's not like entirely unique. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people, can share similar personalities. Obviously, they won't be the exact same person, but they'll share similar personalities and stuff like that. And it makes me wonder if anybody else has had like really weird encounters with similar people. You know what I mean? Like that do like the same things. Like you heard that story and you're just like, I know a guy exactly like that. You know what I mean? And I suppose it's kind of like it's like the town drunk. Every town has one. You know what I mean? So I guess they probably all exist in similar places. I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't know this was gonna take this long. So I guess we'll move on to something else. So we'll move on to my character, if that's not too boring. So obviously I'm gonna pan it this way, and he's gonna walk towards the camera, and you can see exactly why I made him look like this. Look at this. You see that walking towards you in game? What are you gonna do? First instinct, run. That's all that needs to be said. You know what I mean? And that's exactly why I made my character like this, because in games where he has his full height, I am staggeringly taller, probably by like a couple feet than most other people, and they'll probably wonder how I did it, and then how threatening it is. You know what I mean? So yeah, I guess I guess that leads us to the end. My talk about how staggeringly tall and menacing my character is. Looks like he's an NBA player. You know what I mean? Has led us to the end. So obviously we've made it to the end. This man that's dressed like a hot dog, got some really tiny feet, has told me congrats. I'm going to assume this is the creator. And this is, again, Surf's Up guy, Cody Maverick. Everybody knows him. And I guess that'll lead us to the end. I'm not sure that one was working. Yeah, that one ain't working right. Somebody should help me out here. I don't, oh my god, okay. Let's see if one of the other ones works. That, okay. You know, maybe there's some disadvantages to being this tall. For example, that doesn't work, but let's just get out of Dodge. Oh, okay, well it's taking us to another one. I did not want to do another one. But this one, man, the things I do for you guys. I guess you're getting a long video this time around. Let me make sure we're still rolling on here. Yeah, okay, yeah. I guess you guys are getting a long video, which means I gotta come up with more material off the top of the dome. You know what I mean? So I guess now we're in a Google Meet obby, which I've actually never heard of. Somebody put if is that like an alternative to Zoom? Because I've never heard of this. I feel like I have just because it's Google, but I've never used this before. But that's a good segue. Um, Google. Like just take a second and think about how worldwide it's like one of those things where like it's a made up, well, it's not a made up word, it's like it's a unit of measurement, I think is something like that, but it's like one of those words that's just like it in reality it doesn't mean very much at all. It means literally nothing, but because one group of people created Google as we know it, this is like it's like massive, it's insane, you know what I mean? Like, and a lot of people I feel like have weird opinions on things like Google and Amazon, where it's like it's odd to think that some people think that Google and Amazon is a bad thing, right? Because okay, I'll agree with you a bit. Google and Amazon, they do some pretty shady stuff, but think about it, like for being the richest people in the world, right? It's it's insane. Like it's insane to think that some people think they don't deserve it. Cuz think about it. Guaranteed everybody watching this video, everybody on YouTube, not everybody on YouTube, but like I would say a lot of people on YouTube, most people watching this video, most people on the internet have used Google. So that's like life changing for anybody that's ever had internet. They probably use Google, which is insane. So that covers like a life changing thing for like a majority of the world. And then for Amazon, it's a little bit less, but like if you live in the US specifically, Canada, Europe, right? Honestly anywhere. I don't know how far Amazon covers. I've heard it's worldwide. So let's just say worldwide. If you've ever ordered Amazon, how can you think Jeff Bezos doesn't deserve that money? Like think about how convenient it is that we can just go on the internet, especially in COVID, right? That you can just go on the internet and get whatever you need in like 2 days. Sometimes even less than that, right? Which is just insane. That's like life changing, and it's just crazy that some people think that guy doesn't deserve the money he does. Like that man is truly like I wouldn't say a visionary because I don't think it was brand new when he started doing it, but like he changed the game. That's for sure. And yeah, I don't know. We finished this a while ago, but I guess I just had to finish my rant on why Jeff Bezos is not as nearly as bad of a guy as people think he is. Obviously, you know, he's got a lot of money that he's not doing anything with, but saying he has a lot of money he's not doing anything with and then saying he doesn't deserve the money he has are two completely different things, honestly. Because that man, for like I assume most people watching this video have ordered so much Amazon in their life for so many things that are just necessary that they couldn't get where they're from or get in my hometown. Like, yeah, it's just I would say that guy deserves that much money. Now, is he doing the right thing with it? Who knows? But all right, guys, I guess we finished this one real quick. I finished my rant. Um, I hope it wasn't too boring. I will come back with better material next time in this maybe a less long video. And it feels like I'm blowing a stand-up set. You know what I mean? So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Peace.